Purpose, the podcast where we relate adventure to real life and real life to adventure. I am one of the hosts, Danny, the adventurous goal crusher. Also on the mic is Mike, the burly bow hunter, Kel, the happy camper, and Lee, the crusty craftsman. Tune in to help us remember our why, and maybe you will rekindle yours.
Yeah.
That's why we need to rethink what's happening.
Oh, nicely done. How do we rethink what's happening?
Well, that's what we're going to discuss today, because I don't know, like nobody knows. I think part of it's like
struggle.
at least having the perspective of like trying to rethink or re-look at like what's going on, because everyone's looking a certain way. And just like you talked about in one of the previous podcasts when you talked to that guy when you guys were walking, about like when everybody's looking one way, you need to look the other.
Yes.
So that's kind of the same thought here.
Gotcha.
We need to look the other way.
And I bet it's like that guy is probably one out of 100 or 1 out of 1,000 people that maybe it is an older generation like his that has gone through something like that, with when influenza went through or whatever, when those first I don't know, sicknesses went through not too long ago. I don't know the last ones. What are some of the last ones?
Polio.
Like even our parents have been through some of them, right?
H1N1.
H1N1. Well, yeah, we were
Yeah.
for that.
But that big one, I think that was the influenza.
Yeah. It would be cool to talk to them and ask them what kind of happened. But why I say that guy is like one in 1,000 or one in whatever is because he's more business-minded when it comes to that. And he, I'm sure everyone went one way, and he's got to be one of the ones that went the other.
Right.
In my opinion, anyways. I would like to think.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and it's like, this applies to anyone's life, though, like, for work or whatever. Like, this is like probably the best time to learn some new things. There's so much stuff out there that you can learn for free. There's like no excuse for not doing something.
There's so much free time.
Yeah, and so much room so many places to learn things for free, and so much room for free time right now, especially if you're if you're working remote. Now there's no reason for you not to be researching on your computer. There's no one peeking over your shoulder in another cubicle or whatever it is.
But also you have that extra time because if you are working remote, you eliminate that drive to work, drive home.
Yeah.
You have all those little things that add up.
That's so true.
Sitting at the water cooler with your friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't imagine, because some people are used to like a 1 to 2 hour like commute one way.
Yeah.
Those hours you get back.
Man, that's so much time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and it's even, they might give the excuse of being with the kids now, but when the kids nap, I mean, there's not really an excuse in my opinion. And we can say so now because we have a kid, so don't think we're just talking out of it.
I'll throw a curveball at you, Lee. What if you have 2 kids and one kid wants to sleep and one doesn't?
Yeah. Hey, that's true.
Then you bring
That's
the kid
true.
along with you
And you get
to
outside.
do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Teach them
Or-
these skills.
Or if you are researching, the kid can take an hour to just play by themselves. It's okay.
Self-play is
Yeah, it's
is a positive thing.
a positive thing. Or as one of our good friends says, he's a teacher. So this is definitely something that he sees quite a bit. He says kids just need to learn to be bored sometimes. They just need to sit and learn to be bored sometimes. They can't always have something to do.
Because they don't know how to be bored these days.
Yeah, because they don't know how to be bored these days.
Interesting. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Huh.
I feel like adults don't know how to be bored these days either.
No.
Yes.
Because if
so
you're bored,
true.
you grab your phone, you search Facebook for 50 minutes.
Yes.
So when we were at the airport, I tried to not be on my phone because I like to watch people and watch the world. And I literally could stand in one spot and maybe see 4 people not on something. A phone there's not even iPods anymore. It's just phones, iPads, and laptops.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. But it's what are those people looking up that they don't think they have time? They're probably sitting on TikTok or something when they could take that time to be looking up something else.
Yes.
But the one spot we sat in the airport, you couldn't not look somewhere and not see a screen. You put your phone down, and in front of you is a tablet, so you can order food, play games, do all that. And then it's
Wow.
but from that, you see a TV behind the bar. And then if you look to your left, someone's on their phone. If you look to your left even further, you just see the monitor for the gate at the airport. And then you look, it's there is no way you could get around without seeing some kind of electronic. It was great.
That is crazy, isn't it?
Lots of distractions out there.
Yeah, so that is the crazy thing too. You don't know what these people are looking at. So are they trying to better themselves through it, or I'm willing to bet that a majority of them are on social media, like you're saying.
Mm-hmm. But the last time we flew, right before this pandemic, we were sitting. You remember this? We were sitting, waiting to board, and there's this family right in front of us. The husband was just sitting there. He wasn't even on a phone or anything. He was just kind of taking it in, talking to the kids. There's 2 kids, and the one was so cute and really wanted everything the mom had. Come on, we're on vacation, or was hungry for this mom to pay attention to her or him. I can't remember. If it was
Now
a boy
I
or girl.
remember, yeah.
And I think it was a girl. And asking the mom so many questions, pointing so many things out in the airport and whatever. And she was on her Mac, her computer, just she wasn't even she would be yeah, or nod or whatever. And this poor kid, we were watching the whole thing, and we were we wanted to jump in and talk to the kid. But then we second guessed it, and we're so what is this mom? Is she actually working?
Dad wasn't on his phone.
Yeah,
kids weren't on their phones.
Yeah, so it made us think that she was actually working, or she's really successful working for herself.
Yeah.
She's getting some stuff done, and she's going on vacation with her family, so she's trying to finish so she can be with her family.
Yeah.
We were loving just playing all the scenarios, and we never found out.
Yeah, we never found out. We hoped and we wished that it was the one where she's kind of the successful one, and then the whole family can kind of rest easy while she gets that done quick.
Oh man. So that's funny how your mind can change perspective like that, and try to make it a better situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could have just judged her.
Yeah. And I feel now with everything shutting down and stuff, and restaurants and stuff, how can those business owners shift their perspective to get jacked up again when they can open, or how are they doing like giveaways or whatever right now? I don't know. It's hard to think that way, but to change your perspective.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just kind of crazy that like everybody's either fearful of something or they're upset because they're closed down, or no one knows when things will reopen or this and that. And it's like, but what can we do to like either completely think how you do business or how you do work? Because it's like we're probably going to end up having to deal with something like this down the road again.
Mhm.
And like it's not, and maybe the bars won't get affected, but maybe a different business will. And like, how are you going to make your business able to shift in different times?
Yeah, I think what you said, Mike, when we first talked about this is where's the opportunity? Where experimenting,
Mhm.
what is the best testing, and then just moving on. If it doesn't work, move on.
Yeah.
I think the people who are the businesses that are the most resilient are the ones that are going to keep going. The ones that have the most excitement for it are going to keep going, because they're just going to keep trying new things, and it might even create the most successful businesses that have ever been in the recent, I don't know, decades, because they're going to keep experimenting, and they're going to get into these things that they wouldn't normally get into if there wasn't a pandemic going on. Normally you can just do your thing, whatever your business is, do your thing. But now I think it's, you got to do those extra steps to get those people now to join, or get those the consumers to buy, or whatever it is.
Did you guys see that? Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like a lot of businesses, I don't have a restaurant that's closed down. That's gotta suck like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like, I mean, I feel like this is that's the opportunity, is like, how can you, like, rather than just sit down and give up, or like focus your energy on trying to just get it open to what it was, might not ever be what it was. Like, you gotta almost like have to shift at this point. And that's just anything you do. Maybe you're laid off from work. Like, maybe you need to start looking at learning something new in order to get a different job that's a little bit more resilient to like things like this, or being able to work from home or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, that's the opportunity, is like, because how couldn't you do something where you like, I mean, schools drop lunches off for kids that
Mhm.
go to school at home, so like there's got to be a different way to provide like restaurant service that's unique.
Yeah. That those ones that had already had a delivery service, establish it. I think that's a great thing. But go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say, a prime example. Did you guys see that? It was either like a restaurant or a bar or something in Minnesota. Put out a bunch of ice fishing shacks on the curb, and they're just gonna have people sit in those because it's freezing right now. So they say you can do outside dining, but Minnesota's like, okay, cool. Like, sure, we can do outside dining, but then these people are like, all right, we're gonna buy 5 shacks and heat them up. Like, that's prime example of rethinking.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
What's going on?
I didn't see that. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
and Minnesota people love to ice fish, so they're gonna.
Yeah, like almost better.
Like that's just too cool. But like, that's where like that's your opportunity, or like finding those different ways to stay open.
Yeah.
Because like and like you said, Lee, like this is what's gonna like bring out the best businesses versus not. And maybe there was 20% of businesses that probably shouldn't have been open.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or like, you can still be open, but maybe this is like a wake-up call. Like, because even like us as humans, like a lot of us have debt. A lot of us do things that put us in tough positions. So when we don't have a job, we're freaking out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and that with that same thought, you know, we're kind of talking about diversifying a little bit when you're, you know, the businesses when they're like getting into different things to keep them afloat. Same thing happens with us. Like, you should have an Airbnb on the side. You should have, you know, this investment portfolio. You should have these things for these type of scenarios. You get out of, you get laid off or whatever. You have these other things that are coming in.
Multiple income streams.
Yes.
What do you guys think you've done to switch your perspective during all this?
We always say that. Did we have? Or we didn't?
Yeah. Yeah, well, it kind of was because, I mean, we didn't really, you know, hang out with a lot of people.
So I always joke that when we lived in Colorado, we basically lived like we're supposed to right now. Like, we went to the grocery store and did outside activities. And that was pretty much it. So, I mean, we didn't really have to shift too much. Like, we're kind of the prime candidates.
Yeah.
But as far as, like, I don't know, like,
we don't need much. We don't need much to live on. If there was any sort of thing that, you know, like completely wiped out the home market and completely wiped out the job market, everything that we do, we would be okay. Like, we would still be our happy selves.
So I remember at the beginning of this, in March, the company I worked for was like, all right, we're gonna like save out some money and cut one day of pay for all of you guys. Like, nobody's working Fridays. And I remember everyone was just like fired up and like so upset about it. And I was sitting there like, are you serious? I'm so happy. And this older guy that's all he knows. He doesn't like, that's all he does. He doesn't know how to like think, you know, like us. like just take that day to work on something for yourself.
Yeah.
He was sitting there at his desk and I was talking to him and he's like, yeah, I'm just thinking about getting another job. I was like, oh my gosh, like, it's also one day a week. Like, cut out your Friday fast food that you order and you're fine. I just thought it was so funny.
But we're not, like, when I say that we don't need much, I think with the idea that we're always looking for something new. We're always trying these different things to improve our situation, you know, whether it's on the internet, whether it's through Airbnb, whether it's, you know, some sort of, like, we've tried just about everything that they advertise, the gurus advertise on online. And I think it's just that constant trying to figure out those certain things that makes us so happy, because we are trying these things that everyone's saying, and you know, seeing if it's right for us and then going from there.
yeah, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of trial and error. Like, that's the great part right now.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But no.
I also feel like a lot of people have stopped doing stuff. Like, maybe they were trying to do Airbnb, but then they were like, ooh, people aren't going to travel still.
Yeah.
But it's like, we've been just as busy, maybe not quite as busy, but also winter months are always slower anyways. So, and like, now I'm taking my real estate stuff. It's like, just because stuff's not happening and stuff, it doesn't mean you should just stop. Like, you got to keep keep doing what you were doing before, and it's like it's gonna be a little different, but it's gonna still be the same type of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
How have we switched our perspective?
I think we've always kind of had a perspective of we're trying to do a lot of
Yeah.
trying new things all the time. So we see that, like, that's what we notice is like how how this has stopped everybody in their tracks versus like just keep going. And so like that's where we see, and so we try to like, how can we make 2021 better starting right now versus trying to make a New Year's resolution. You're just trying to just start doing stuff now. But we try lots of things. Not everything works, and it's not going to work right away anyway. Like it's not a easy fix.
Mm-hmm.
So shifting our mind just so we know it's like we're going to have to work hard and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Make it happen.
Have you guys shifted your thoughts any, like, okay, what is gonna like boom during this or app coming out of this at all? Or have you just like stuck to what you normally like and think, or what? Because I feel like we haven't really thought that way yet.
No, but that's where I was like, that's what I've been thinking about, the opportunity right now. Like, what is it that we should really be like focusing on, or like maybe testing out that might actually be like take off? Because there's like,
That's so hard to anticipate.
it's so hard. But you
Well,
think like, and just like one example is like what I see even in Alec, like all the bars and restaurants are closed. And so people don't want to go to a big grocery store sometimes, you know, like there's people that just don't want to necessarily just go into a grocery store and get a bunch of food when there's a bunch of people around. So I see like there's this huge increase in people using fast food. And so it's like, what is that going to do to people over time? Like that is not going to be good for society. Like that's just crazy. So it's like, what is a healthy option for that? It's still a choice. Like people will probably still go over to McDonald's versus a healthy option. But like, I don't know, maybe there's that opportunity to like prepackaged salads that they have in like airports and different marketplaces. Like why wouldn't that work in a fast food type of setting?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or just like shifting, like how can you redo fast food where it's not fast food?
Yeah.
Burgers and stuff like that, which is hard, but there's gotta be something.
We've also talked about like Honeyland Mike is going to be a huge thing because people are going to not want to be in the city. They're going to want to go to their own plot of land.
They're going to want space.
Yeah. So we really think that like what we've done so far, we don't need to search for anything else, because it's like my mission is to get kids outside, Mikey's is to like get people to land. So it's like those are going to be huge things. So what we've already been doing is like already a need. So we're just trying to focus on what we've already have established instead of spreading ourselves thin, thinking of what else should we do.
Nice.
So because we have done that before, like what should we start now? And then we had to like step back and be like, okay, what is already working? Like, why don't we focus more on that than trying to think of starting something else?
Well, then it's just like rethinking how you do that specific thing to
change
fit
it a little
into like what's going on. But like, yeah, the trend right now is like lots of people are relocating, like from bigger cities to smaller cities, and like smaller cities to country and stuff like that.
Or they're buying another place, second home or something. So
low interest rates.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's overwhelming to think about the opportunities.
But it's like we gotta, like, we don't know how long, you know, this could be like several more years of this world.
I think it will be.
Yeah. I was telling Dan that I saw that there's like mutations of the virus happening. So like this whole vaccine thing that's starting right now is just going to be like a cycle, because if this is true news, because they're going to need to create one for all these mutations.
Yeah.
Just like the flu, don't they do that? They create new strain, or for the new strains each year. Supposedly for the new strains each year.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, it's whether, like, let's say even after 6 months, everybody's kind of feeling a little bit more relaxed. Things are a little bit more relaxed. Things are open. Like, I feel like there's still going to be a majority of people that aren't going to just go back to their normal routines.
Oh yeah.
Or like they're either not doing something or they're doing something different. Like, so it's like society might be shifting. So like that's a pretty big change.
Yeah.
Normal. And it shouldn't be looked at as bad.
No.
Like, this is that opportunity. Like, things always shift. Like, change is hard, but like, it's happened 100 times.
With that thought in mind, I think we should always be shifting. You know, it's hard to do that as humans, though. We like to kind of be in a routine. You like to have your routines. You like to do what works, especially with businesses, whatever your business is. And I think that constant evolving is kind of what seems like we need.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's time to go.
Get creative.
It starts with just thinking a little positive.
Yes.
Just
It really does.
That's the first step.
Yeah.
First step of all this. After all of the stuff we said, step number 1.
Take a step back.
Yes. Don't get consumed in all the negativity. Be positive in your own head, and then it just kind of carries out from there.
Yeah, and use this time to learn. That's another big thing. Just like there's so much free education out there. There's no excuse. Like, wow, I can't do something. You can do so many things.
Mm-hmm.
You can literally type into Google, how do I learn these things?
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's funny. Oh man.
Crazy.
Unless you you're older and you don't trust the internet, then that's a problem.
Get the books out.
Well, yeah, then you can go to the library.
Yeah.
And
Read
everyone's
the Wall Street Journal.
the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Opportunities out there.
Hey everyone, nope. Unscripted as tough, man. This has been Adventure on Purpose.
What's your purpose? Oh, I like it.
Oh, nice.
What's your adventure?
I like that a lot.
Do that again.
Did you?
You ready?
I'm excited. Do that again.
Say it again.
Oh no. What's your purpose?
Do we answer?
No, she's saying it to you.
Yeah.
Like that's
Like, see ya.
See ya.